Hey, Ray's back in the nominee list. Ray Charles. This is, of course, his June 1959 soul hit, What I Say.
So my reaction in listening to this one was I continue to be amazed that this is from 1959. This to me feels like it's a giant sort of leap forward in sound. I think it's the organ, but the whole way that it's composed also seems to me like it's a leap forward. It doesn't quite fit into some of the patterns of the other songs that we've talked about. And this one to me again, it's like listening to this one on headphones, getting ready for this. It's just like, wow, this is just, this is the vocal performance is amazing. Everything about this song just to me sort of screams, wow.
Yeah, I look. We talked about how "You Send Me" by Sam Cooke, which is a Hall of Songs inductee, basically invented soul in a lot of ways, or is maybe the first soul song, or whatever you want to call it. But that's the down tempo one, right? This is the up tempo one. This is the one that kind of fills in the gaps. There's so much going on this one. You basically have Ray Charles. His story coming into this was that he was gospel. He did the mess around, which was his first real like quote unquote R&B attempt, and then he kind of went back and forth. So he did some R&B stuff like "Nighttime Is the Right Time," which is a cool track, and then you have "Hallelujah, I Love Her So," which really is more, bringing that Christianity into the fold a little bit more. And so he was going back and forth and not quite hitting it perfectly on. And this hits it. I mean, you have a church revival, gospel revival kind of thing going on here with that organ. You have a rumba rhythm, which is just like real African Caribbean influence, is really like down in the soul, which is really beautiful. And then there's sex in this song, and but it's not overt and it's not so low that you can't understand it. It's perfect, and it's in those grunts, those great moans and grunts that you get out of Ray and the background singers in this one.
And that actually caused it to get banned by a bunch of radio stations, right? And it's like it was not subtle enough to escape the ears of grumpy radio producers. But notwithstanding that, it was a huge hit. It was number one on the R&B chart. It made it up to number 6 on the Hot 100. And the thing that sort of stuck out to me is, and you can talk about the way why this is called, What I Say Part 1 and 2, but was the outro, right? Where it's like, I feel like, and this is what I was getting at sort of earlier with where the composition of it is so much different. Feels like almost every song we've had sort of ends when it ends. We're talking about 2-3 minute songs, and they sort of goes verse, chorus, verse. Sometimes there'll be a bridge, and then maybe ends with sort of a chorus. This one's got like half the song is the outro, right? I mean, and it's the first one I think that we've talked about with that sort of style where it's just it sort of keeps going, and it sort of has this the whole sort of last half of the song kind of exists outside the realm of the verse chorus.
Yeah, so the story behind it is this song was actually 5 to 7 minutes long, whatever it was. I mean, he basically invented this song at a concert because it was the end of the show and he needed to play something else, and he just came up with this kind of on the fly, whether he was working on it or not, and everybody followed him through it. And it was so hot in the concert that they had to record this thing right away, and so he recorded the song. And of course, it was released for the summer because they wanted to make this a summer hit. Makes sense. So it was really long, like 5 to 7 minutes long. And so because of that, to make it a single, they had to cut the song in half. And so you get the first half of the single, which is What I Say Part 1. And then What I Say Part 2 is the B-side. And it is that outro with the call and response and all that stuff. And this is just a party. You feel like you've been put into a party with Ray Charles leading the gang, and you feel like when it ends, you're leaving the party, and all you want to do is like kick down the door and go back in the party. Just such a great, great, great song.